Uh, yes, hello everyone, and welcome to the Q&A webinar of Code for Earth. And as people are dropping in, we will wait a few minutes to give everyone the opportunity to join from the beginning. So the seats are being filled. That's nice. So there's still a few people coming in. Oh, it's just 1 minute after the hour. If you wait some time, the time's passing very slowly. Good. I think we can start. Welcome everyone to the Q&A webinar of Code for Earth. That's the second of two. And yeah, it's great that we have such a nice, good number joining us today for the second webinar. And yeah, my name is Satina Trakas. I work for ECMWF, and I'm here with my colleague Esperanza.
Good afternoon.
Montero. And then we are supported by the fantastic team from Trust IT Services, that's Sara Bozzi and Diego Domenici. And then we have guests, but we will come to those guests a little bit later. So before we go into Code for Earth and the call for participation details, I would like to hand over to Sara because we have prepared some questions for you. Sara, please.
Yes, hello everyone. This is Sara, and thank you, Atina, for the lovely introduction. As you can see, we have a Mentimeter, and you can join by simply scanning the QR code if you're on your phone, or just typing in menti.com on your laptop and entering the code that you see on the screen, 66163206. And I can show you which questions we have. And the first question is, how did you hear about Code for Earth? Lovely. We have already the first response. Twitter, LinkedIn. Nice to see that we're followed. By the way, did you know we're also on Blue Sky? And you can follow us there as well. Slack, nice. Coworker, Facebook, some coworkers again. How did you hear from us on Skype, on Slack, sorry? If you can just tell us in the chat, would be amazing. And there's a good amount of word of mouth going about. Love to hear that. Email newsletter, Met Jobs, university department. Which university are you in? Nice. Nice to see. Is there somebody else? Okay, you can go on and keep replying to the survey, and we're gonna go to the next question. Is what is your country of residence? Don't be shy, we don't bite. Turkey, Belgium, Canada, USA, Germany, France, Italy. Nice. Slovakia. We have a nice melt pot of people joining us from different countries. Nice to see that. Seems like a majority is from Germany and Italy as well. Morocco, Denmark, Austria. Nice. Okay, you can keep on and keep replying to this survey if you want. But I'm just gonna go back and pass the floor again to Athena so that she can explain a bit more about the Code for Earth and what is it. Athena, back to you. Oh, we can hear you. I think you're muted.
Thank you, Sarah. That was too many things at once. Doesn't work. So back to the presentation. Yeah, thanks for answering the questions. That's quite interesting for us. Good. Okay, let's go into the details of Code for Earth. So what is Code for Earth? This is a key, innovation action that has been established by ECMWF, the European Center for Medium Range Weather Forecasts, in 2018. And it's supported by Copernicus, Destination Earth, and partner organizations. So what we do is essentially we put up mentor-identified challenges, and we will let you know where you can find them, that are addressing problem statements in earth sciences, weather, climate, atmosphere, Copernicus, destiny. And then we invite external talents to contribute to these challenges and to meaningful project-driven solutions. The participants, once they have been selected, they work in teams during the summer, and they are guided by experienced mentors and experts in their field to solve these real-world challenges. Topics like applied data science, computing, open source software development, that is all part of the program. If you submit a proposal that is selected and then you complete your project successfully, you are eligible for a 5,000 euro stipend or prize as a recognition of your efforts. So the call for participation ends on 1st of April. And yeah, we are looking forward to receive proposals from a lot of people and teams. Code for Earth is essentially open to anyone. So you can apply or submit a proposal as an individual or as a team of developers from diverse backgrounds, including earth sciences, computer sciences, and software development. And we mention here that students at all levels are welcome, especially PhDs, but either if you're a master's student or a lower degree, or if you're a professional, or you work in a startup or whatever, essentially the program is open for everyone. And this picture you can see that was for the final Code for Earth Day in Reading last year, which has been a very, very interesting event. It is important that you read carefully the terms and conditions and also the FAQs, because we have some eligibility rules that any citizen or resident of a country that is not mentioned or listed below is not eligible to submit a proposal. So for the ECMW of member states and cooperating states, you can click on this link. Esperanza, maybe you can put the link forward on the chat. And then EU funding is available only for citizens from European member states or countries that are associated with the EU Space Program or EU's Digital Europe program. And the list is here. You can find this list also, as I mentioned, on the FAQs and on our terms and conditions. So you can find all the information there. Let's go back. Yeah, I would like to take the opportunity to also thank our challenge partners. So since last year, we do joint challenges with our partner networks, and so we have ENSOE here this year. We have the Research Center in Jülich with CSOC. We have Geosphere Austria. We have Helmholtz-Zentrum Herion. They have been a very valued partner last year as well. We work also with IFAB, the International Foundation on Big Data and Artificial Intelligence for Human Development, and Aurora Tech from the Munich area. And we will point you to the challenges that have been developed together with these partners in a few minutes. So how does Code for Earth work? And we have 4 steps from the call for participation to the Code for Earth Day. So currently we are in the phase of the call for participation, and we will guide you through all these phases. Let's focus now on the call for participation because this is the most important aspect. And at this stage, I would like to hand over to my colleague Esperanza. She's very good at explaining that, and I show a few websites. Esperanza,
thank you, Tina.
please.
Thank you. Code for Earth 2025, in this edition, we release 15 technical challenges. These are grouped in 3 streams, which are data visualization, machine learning, and software development. You can find all these challenges are listed on GitHub, is on the screen. So GitHub, if you want to browse, please click on one of these challenges, and you will land on a repository. This repository includes all the relevant information to the challenge. The goal, the description, which accounts the solution, the mentors, skills required to tackle the challenge, and also evaluation criteria. One of the great advantages of GitHub is that you can raise your question on the repository at the bottom. If you need some clarification about some aspect of the challenge, or you want doubt about the data you use, or tools, etc., you can establish a conversation with the mentors who come up with the original idea and establish a conversation. They will get to you and they will reply to your doubts. So it's very valuable. This feedback from your mentors is very valuable in order to submit and to craft your submission. Also, GitHub is good because it's a great space if you want to look for someone else, some developer, some colleague, which one you want to join a submission, or you want together to create a submission for Code for Earth 2025. So we have some examples here. So these, if you don't want to work on your own for the code during the coding phase, please get in touch on GitHub. But you won't find someone else to team up. And something really important, you don't forget the deadline submission, which is the 1st of April. Yes, not a slide. Yes, tips and recommendations. We wanted, with all of this in mind, we wanted you to submit a successful proposal. So let us share with you some recommendations or some tips which are a guarantee of success. So noting down these 5 bullet points, which are very, very relevant. First, submit a well-structured and precise proposal. Clarity is key. So the more clear you are when you write in your solution, the more points you will get to be selected. So be clear, be well structured. Second recommendation, second tip, stick to the requirements and don't add unnecessary complexity. This is quite relevant because you need to propose a submission which must be feasible, technically feasible in 4 months. So you are going to work on the project during 4 months, which is the coding phase, from May to the end of August. So in these 4 months is the period you have to develop your project. So our recommendation is to stick to the requirements which are indicated in the repository, and no, don't be very ambitious because it can be paid off at the end of the coding phase. Another bullet point, another tip is tailor your proposal regarding to feedback from mentors received on GitHub. Yes, engage with your mentors on GitHub and listen to their feedback. They are going to guide you, and eventually you are going to be helped, and you tailor your submission according to their feedback. So this is a good tip. The proposed solution is technically feasible in 4 months, as I said earlier. You need to bear in mind that at the end of the coding phase, it's compulsory to deliver a project, to deliver an outcome. So you need to be clear in mind that this time you need to well structure in advance. And now, when creating your submission, is when you need to have very clear ideas about what you want to develop. And the fifth and most important, I would say, point is included in the submission a clear timeline with milestones and defined deliverables. Yeah, we can talk about this. We have a last participants last year, so we can convince you that this is really important to be included. Yes, next slide. Yeah. So we provide in the submission form, we provide a template to help you structure your submission. We can go to the website and click on the submission form, and we can go through very briefly about the fields you need to fill out. Of course, this is a contest, and if you want to add some information that you consider valuable to support your application, please do so. It can be adapted to your needs. But yes, we go through the fields. First one is the title, challenge you selected. Bear in mind that the red asterisks are compulsory, so you need to fill out in order to complete the form. Yes. What did you choose? Why did you choose the challenge? Please give a reason, a personal or a professional reason why you think you can tackle the challenge with using your own words. Yes. Project summary, the requirements are, as I said, included in the repository of every challenge. But if you can explain briefly what do you think the solution could be with using your own words, it could be nice also. Proposed solution, objectives and goals. This is the main part of your proposal, of your submission. Yes, indicate the objectives or your outcomes. You can be elaborate here with the idea or the technical idea of the challenge. Expected outcomes. Yes, here is your creativity, playing games. Another important part of including is the technology. Which language or are you going to use to program the code, frameworks, with a methodology, etc. Which data do you plan is completely optional. Yes. The second part of the submission form are the personal details.
Oh, sorry, up here.
Yes, and another part which is important is uploaded your timeline. As I say, is really very useful if you contemplate, if you organize yourself in different deliverables or milestones. It helps you to organize your tasks during the coding phase. So if you find during the coding phase a bottleneck, it is good to face it beforehand, establish or considering your milestones in advance. Any additional comments or final thoughts, please add whatever you think is relevant. Yes, next page, as I said, is related to the personal data, country of residence, etc. Yeah, thank you. Next slide is, yes, next slide is about the evaluation criteria. What is this? What's the evaluation criteria? These are the categories that the evaluation committee, the mentors, are going to take into account. They are going to use to review, evaluate, and rate your proposal. So not all the challenges have the same evaluation criteria. So our recommendation is to read carefully in your challenge, which are the evaluation criteria in your case, before writing your proposal. I'm going to briefly describe these categories, but you can find all this information on our website. In the frequently asked question page on our website, you can find a brief description of every criteria. The first one is comprehensibility. Is your proposal understandable and has a clear timeline with defined milestones? Clarity and structure, as I say, is your proposal clearly described? This is quite key. Feasibility. Is your proposal technically feasible in 4 months, which is the period of the coding phase from May to August? Future-proof approach, easy to maintain. Does your proposal contain a plan for the maintenance of the project after the final event? Innovative approach. Your proposal follows the latest technology trends. Bear in mind that Code for Ed is an innovative program, so this category is quite asterisk red. Transferability. Does your proposal include a plan to transfer the solution into the SMWF ecosystem? And the last one is matching requirements. It means how well your proposal matches the full description of the challenge. If you have captured the real essence of the original idea of the challenge. Yes, as I said, all these criteria, as an explanation, this criteria, you can find it in our website. Yes, next slide, please. Yes. And the call for participation, as Athena says, finish the 1st of April. This is the deadline for submission. And after that comes the step number 2, is the evaluation period. During these weeks, the evaluation committee are going to review and evaluate all your proposals. Will be an announcement of the selected teams and projects will be at the end of April. So be alert, stay tuned, because we announce using our socials platforms for all updates. And now I hand over to Athena, will explain the coding phase, which is a more exciting phase of the program.
Yes, thanks a lot, Esperanza. Yeah, so once the evaluators have identified a proposal for each challenge, then this and the teams agree to continue. We're in the coding phase. And the coding phase means 4 months of coding. Be innovative, collaborate with your teammates and the mentors, and develop open source software. And that is really where the mentors guide you through this coding phase, through this 4 month. And again, you will have like weekly or bi-weekly progress meetings. And in July, more or less half time through the coding phase, we will have to progress midterm webinars where each team can present their findings so far, where they are. It's just to keep, the track that the community also sees what is going on in Code for Earth. And for general audience, they can follow the progress of the projects on GitHub. Yeah, so this is the coding phase where you really go into the projects, are guided by the mentors, and you do the good work. The coding phase ends end of August, and then successfully finished teams or projects, they are also invited to join the Code for Earth Day, which will take place 16th and 17th September in Bologna this year, in conjunction with a festivity week of the 50th anniversary of ECMWF. So that's the celebratory completion of Code for Earth of the edition of 2025. And so the teams that successfully finish their projects, they will be invited to present their results. This day is also a perfect day for networking and having fun. There will be other ECMWF colleagues will be there. And so this is definitely something, you can benefit from also in terms of networking. So why should you submit a proposal? And probably there are many different reasons why one should do this or could do this. Here are 5. You can be part of the Code for Earth community if you submit a proposal. You work on cutting edge real world projects. So all the challenges, they are not made up. It's really our colleagues and the partner organizations. That's really topics that are relevant, that are interesting, and that are actual. Then another good reason, you have the opportunity, if you're selected, to learn from mentors during the coding phase. And I think this is a great opportunity to learn from people that work since many years in the community and in ECMWF or in the partner organizations. Then, yeah, as you know, it's about open source solutions, and I think we need open source solutions for that. So develop open source solutions that push innovation. That's definitely also a good reason. And I mentioned it before, if your proposal is selected and if you finish the project or the coding phase successfully, you get awarded per team a 5,000 euro stipend. So this was kind of the theoretical background, and I'm looking now at our guests, because we invited participants from the 2024 edition to share their experience with us. And as they have gone through the call for participation phase, they submitted something. They probably can tell you a little bit more about the details. And I think we start with Till from the project MLBs, and the MLBs, that's a machine learning based emulation of land surface models. Till, I am handing over to you. Yiku is also here, sorry. So Till and Yiku will, explain a little bit how it was for them to participate in Code for Earth.
Yeah, thank you, Athena, for the introduction. I'm Till from the University of Bonn, and we did this MLBs project, which was about building a machine learning emulator for the EC-Land model, which is a physics-based model from ECMWF. So it's a land surface model. That means it predicts surface variables like soil moisture, soil temperature, and so on, based on the current state of the land surface and then the atmospheric forcing to predict what the variables will look like in the next 3 to 6 hours. And so what we were interested in this project is so we also had this machine learning data, a machine learning stream like this year, interested in building an emulator for that. So you get some speed and maybe trade off some accuracy. And yeah, we had a really pleasant experience. So we met with our mentors every 2 weeks and had lots of discussions, and it was really nice to get all this different input. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm doing a PhD right now, and I'm usually always collaborating with the same people, and getting some different feedback was also a really nice experience. And yeah, I think we could share some recommendations as well for the proposal. So I really want to stress the point Esperanza made just now about asking on the GitHub pages she presented. So we did that a lot because we were in this brainstorming phase, and we were having a lot of ideas, but we weren't really sure what's actually possible with the data we are provided and what the mentors really are interested in, because we also had some ideas which were a bit going beyond what the challenge stated. So we asked, and I think that really helped in making a proposal that was successful. And another advantage we had was that we had quite a broad expertise, a range of expertise. So I'm a metrologist, and I'm lucky to have some colleagues from other fields, from computer science, for example, and geodesy and hydrology with me in the project. So when we drafted the proposal, we could get in a lot of different perspectives. So maybe that's not easily possible for you, but as Esperanza said, I think you can always go into the Git pages and ask if someone wants to team up, and I think that's a really great idea. In our case, we did the machine learning part. So I think what was also nice about our proposal was that we also thought about evaluating the emulator we were coming up with, because with these machine learning models, there's always the question if you can really trust this, independent from the scores you're getting. And we also incorporated that into our proposal. So maybe if you're also doing a machine learning project, that might be relevant for you. So that are my points. Ikwe, do you want to add something to this?
Yes, so hi everyone, my name is Ikwe. So yeah, I would just like to add a few points about the proposal. So I think it's also important for the proposal writing, it's important to keep the proposal itself very concise. So no longer than like 4 to 5 pages, I would say. And also just don't make the proposal too ambitious. So make it more reasonable to be finished in 4 months. So it's better to convince the mentors that you are going to finish on time. So that's the most important thing. So, and I think this also the proposal, the idea is maybe some of you guys maybe also from like us from academia. So, but for code for us, this is not really like writing a paper for like a scientific project. It's also like so the mentors, sometimes they require more about the practical part. So just don't make the proposal too complicated and make it more practical. And I saw some question about the time, like in the chat, they mentioned about how many hours per week should one work on the project. So in our case, we have 4 people. So like I would say maximum we spend like 5 to 10 hours. For me, maximum 5 to 10 hours per week. And it's not, most of the time, I think it's just 5 hours per week. So, and most of the time it was during the summer. So we don't, so it's good to do this project in summer. So because it's bit free. And I think also some, like I would say, and also some benefits from my perspective, also like it's good opportunity to really to know like the well-known institution, like what like ECMWF, like what they are really doing and what they are doing, how their model was implemented and what they really want to have in the end. And it's also very good opportunity to communicate with the people working in ECMWF. And of course, it's the final trip to Reading is also very exciting. And we have experience to explore a bit London and also Reading. So yeah, it's a very nice experience, and I'm highly recommended for this project. That's from my side.
Okay, thanks a lot. The MLB teams, Till and Nico, thanks for making a time to join. And you know, when we have the Q&A session at the end, maybe there are some questions that you also can answer. I'd like to invite now Irma, John, and Sergio from the project Sunvisor. And again, if you're interested about the project, you can find them on the website. So that was also a team of 5 participants. So I hand over my screen to Sergio or
yes.
Yeah. Okay, I
Um,
stop sharing.
Yeah. Hi everyone, and thanks Athena and Esperanza for the presentation, and also to Till and Yikui for explaining your experience in last year edition. Together with Irma, we are going to share our experience working on Challenge 17, which was the solar energy dashboard. The first thing we did as a team was to come up with funny names and for the project and for the team. Our name was the Photons, and the project name was named the Sunvisor. And of course, we created a logo for both of them. So I'm sharing the screen just for walk you through the proposal that we submitted in the application phase. The first thing, we included an introduction of our team and our backgrounds. Even though we all work for the same company, we came from different fields. Our expertise spans from backend and front-end development, data science, and data analysis, skills that were aligned well with the challenge requirements. So in the next sections, we provided a summary of the problem we aimed to solve, our goals, and our motivation. I highly recommend you reaching out to the challenge mentors before submitting a proposal, especially if you have any doubts about the solution or its implementation. So the challenge we applied for focused on creating an interactive application that helps end users to effectively visualize renewable energy related data. And this included variables like surface temperature, snow depth, and solar irradiance, and more, all of them from ACMWF datasets. So our main motivation for taking on this challenge was to bring an extra layer of value to the renewable energy sector, where we actually work by improving access to and visualization of this weather data. So going to the last part of our proposal, we progressed through the coding phase. Some aspects of our initial plan evolved, but here we have a structure of our work. We put together a Gantt diagram to outline the timeline, the key deadlines, and milestones for the project. And I think that's all from my side. Now I'll hand over to Irma, who will walk through the final solution and the differences between our initial proposal and the final outcomes. So Irma, can you hear us? We can hear you.
No, we cannot hear you. Ah. That's it. I think she's reconnecting.
Yes, but we can still not hear you.
Irma, it could be useful maybe to remove your headset.
Okay, yeah. Now it works.
Now we can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, perfect. Okay, sorry. Okay, I will share my screen quickly. Yeah. Okay, so hello everyone. Yeah, in my case, I'm going to share our experience developing the application. So I think one of the biggest takeaways of this journey was how much our initial idea changed over time. Because at first we had a blurred vision of what we wanted to build, but as we received feedback from our mentors, we realized we needed to adapt. And we saw that little by little, our app evolved into something quite different. So just to show you the differences, initially here, you can see that we plan to have a global map where users could select a location with a side panel here on the right to choose variables, models, and a time range. And the final version, however, I show you is this one, which is a little bit different, as you can see. And now, for example, the variable selector is on the left, and once the user picks a location, sorry, the right side panel displays the charts with the different statistical insights and the, yeah, oh, sorry, oops. Yeah, here, yeah. And the time range picker, for example, is now embedded within the charts. So we adapted all these thanks to the mentors. So regarding then, we had bi-weekly meetings, which were very useful. And then they not only guide us in the development, but also gave us key advices on improving our solution. And their support went beyond feedback because they even provide us with a machine to host and run our application. And if I had to give some recommendations for anyone working on a similar project, I would say first, be flexible with your initial idea. This will change and that's okay. Adaptation is part of the process. And make the most of mentorship. Ask them lots of questions, listen them carefully, and of course, implement their suggestions. And finally, manage your time wisely, because if you have a full-time job like we had, picking a challenge that aligns with what you already work on can make the process less stressful, believe me. Otherwise, try to balance both can be very, very demanding. And in the end, I think this experience is not just about coding, it's about learning, collaborating, and most important, building something meaningful. And that's, I think, all I have to say. Thank you.
Yeah, excellent. Thanks a lot to both teams. Let me share my screen again. Yeah, it's great that you had the time to help the next generation of Code for Earthers coders. So round of applause to you guys. And yeah, so we come to the end of the part where we talk and we explain things, and now we're going into your questions. And I look at Sarah. Yes.
So we have a question from the chat saying, in your opinion, what is the optimal team size?
That really depends. We had single teams in the past, or teams with one person. Then all the work is on your side. If you're already two people, there might be the option that you have one person with a more technical, other with more a specific background on, let's say, meteorology or weather, and we have good feedback from teams with 4 to 5 people, but it really depends on you. We had last year a huge team with 8 people that was excellent. The most important thing is that the team members, can work together. I think that is the important aspect, so that you. And I don't know, we have both Team Sunvisor and MLBs where like more than 2 people, and I had the impression it worked well. So there's no really optimum size, I would say.
Yeah, what it has to be optimal is the teamwork.
Yeah, exactly.
So still related to the teams, can one or more team members be from an eligible country and others not?
No, all team members have to be from a country following the eligibility rules.
And still about eligibility rules, what if we're a citizen of the EU but not a resident of the EU?
That doesn't matter. For the EU is citizens for the EU is important as well. So that's fine, you can apply.
Okay, so another question is, can we apply for multiple challenges?
Yes, you can, but Sarah also stated it earlier today. So be mindful that you can be selected only for one project. So you can apply for multiple challenges, but you can participate only as a winning team for one of the challenges.
Okay, so then we have another question about proposals. So we are going to submit our proposals on challenge 31, Polish shell. We have a preliminary implementation, and it would make our application more clear if we can attach a screenshot of one of the results. Where can we attach it? Perhaps with the doc file that will have the timeline?
Yes, we check. So actually I took a note if we have a free card field where people can upload an additional document. So we will work on that. So either you attach it or you join it with the timeline, then you can upload it immediately, or you will find a special field for it's called wildcard, I think, for anything you would like to add.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have it together with the timeline, that might also explain why your timeline looks like it looks. So, but we will make sure that there is an option where you can upload it.
Okay, so I heard that in the past you have also decided to merge teams together, in which case could that happen? Not enough team members in one team.
So that's a tricky question. So we had merged teams in the past. For example, the mentors identified 2 proposals that are really good, but they're also saying complementary. So they recommended the teams to merge. That has not been that easy, coming back to teamwork. If 2 teams are thrown together in one work, that didn't work as smooth as it was. So we are very careful in doing that. It depends a little bit if the mentors wants that, but we don't really do this. So we had it in the past, the experience was not the best. Therefore, we offer, if you lack, for example, one part of experience or skills, go on GitHub, say that you're looking for teammates, so you can work already upfront on the proposal. And I think that's a much better chance, or it's also better for the teamwork during the coding phase. I hope that answer makes sense to the person who asked.
Yeah. So we have another question about applying as a team or as an individual, and they're asking if they can apply for as an individual, and the reply, I think, is yes. I think we all agree that it's yes. And after the proposal is accepted, do you assign people together to create a team, or a one-man team is acceptable? It's definitely acceptable to be a one-man team, and you can
Even a one-woman team.
indeed.
I have to say.
And you can code on your own, or you can create a team for yourself. We do not assign teams together. We do not put people together. But if you have, like, if you do want to have, if you have friends and that want to join with you, please bring them along. If you want to go alone, just rock on your own. It's completely fine. And then we have another question about eligibility. I am from Poland, living in Switzerland, so it's out the UA. Poland was not listed, so I guess they're asking whether they can participate or not.
Yes, they can. Sorry, yes, they can participate because Poland is EU member state, so that's totally fine. We had applicants for Poland in previous years. That works. Even if you're Polish and live in Switzerland, that works.
Okay, and then we have. So they're asking about the price. The final price is the 5,000 at the end, free of tax.
Esperanza.
Sorry, I was checking about Poland. I wasn't sure about that.
No, Poland is EU member state. That's
EU or Cooper or ISNWF? No, EU. Sorry.
so the tax. It's tax free.
Yes, it's tax free. Yes.
So, and but it's the price goes per team, not per participants in team. So per team, 5,000 euro price, tax free.
Another question we got is, from your experience, what is the average time commitment in hours per week for a successful project?
Yeah, so Till mentioned that, or you mentioned that 5 to 10 hours. We had also in the previous years, participants had about 10 to 12 hours. It depends, of course, on the size of the team. It depends also on, how good you're prepared. If there's a pre-work existing. It's not a full-time period. It's, like, let's say between 5 and 12 hours, but I know this is a wide range, but
At the beginning, maybe it demands more time because you are, downloading data and you are, forming the teamwork. But it's quite variable. But from 10 teams per week, hours per week, maybe this good. This is a good approach.
Then we have, would we be able to continue our master's thesis alongside this project? Would having a contract at an institute be a problem?
So there's no problem if you have a contract at an institute. As you heard from Irma, also they work in a company, so we don't have any issue with that. So we welcome, I said it's not a full-time equivalent, and there are no restrictions in terms of if you have a proper job or a contract with the institute to work on your master or PhD thesis.
Okay, let me just check. They asked if we could share the link where we can check the eligible countries. We're gonna do it straight away.
Yes. And it's also in the terms and conditions and the frequently answered questions. So we can share the link now, but you can find it on the website also.
Checking. So, Sarah, is there? I see a question on the normal chat from Michael Weinreich. Is there any possibility after the project to join ECMWF as job applicant? These are two different things. You can join, you can apply for a job at ECMWF anytime a job offer is there that you would like to apply. So that's, you know, there's no connection between these things. So we had participants from previous editions that applied for a job in ECMWF. Some of them got a job, others didn't. So it's really two different things. Yeah, let me check. There are questions from Marek.
Yes.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, there are questions for you, Marek, or?
Yeah, Marek, I'm not sure if this is very helpful here. So maybe, you know, if you have a question and not a promotion, ask please a proper questions. Otherwise, we can take this offline and you can get back to me. And if helpful, we can communicate via email or even set up a call. But it's not helpful for anyone if you put all this stuff now in the Q&A. So yes, please, let's take this offline. Sarah, sorry, I take it.
Yeah.
There's another question. Do you think a master's student can complete this project successfully? Well, yes. It's you know, I don't know you, so I would recommend go to the challenges, read through them, identify the one that is most interesting for you or for your studies, and if you think you can do it and you're confident in yourself, apply for it, go for it. You know, without testing out, you won't get the you have to test it out. It depends really on your skills, on the challenges. If you read, they're also different in what are the skills required. So I would say yes, but of course, without knowing you, it's a little bit difficult.
Yeah, we're not testing your background, but
yes.
The solutions you propose.
I think we also had some high school students successfully participate last year.
Yes, that's true. So all the other questions are from Marek here, and none in I think we also answered all the questions on the chat. Good. So I hope we answered all the questions. If we missed now a little bit with the chaos, some questions, please reach out to us separately. Or if it's a question related to one of the challenges, go on GitHub, ask the mentors there. And yeah, good luck with your application. We are really curious to see how many applications we will receive. And as I don't hesitate, you know, ask if it's ask the questions on GitHub or reach out to us via email, and submit your proposal by 1st of April, 23, a minute before midnight to the 2nd April. Okay.
Good luck to everyone.
Yes. Thanks for joining. Thanks, Team 2024 for joining us as well, sharing your experience. And yeah, see you soon.
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.